Hello buddies, and welcome back to this masterclass for the beginners. It's your guy the Wolf. I'm so excited to have you back on board as we dive into this journey of becoming the best programmer in the world. Sit down, relax, and have fun. Without much ado, let's get started. So guys, we are continuing with this Python class, and I'm so happy to have you with me, and thank you so much. So let's start from here now. I'm going just to delete all this, the class that we did in the previous, and we start a fresh thing today. Today is on what? I don't know, maybe it's on Thursday or something like that, because I feel like it starts today. So let me just delete this. And we don't start from scratch. At least you know how to create a class in IntelliJ and I'm going to delete these imports because I don't need it. And what else? Let's start from here. So today we want to talk about Python variables. And what are variables? So variables are just container that we use to store data values inside. Just imagine like having a cup, a cup. You can use a cup to have some water inside, or a glass. You can use a glass to have a beer or something. So just a container to hold something. The same thing in coding in Python is something that is going to carry our variables. So to create a variable in Python, it's just simple. So Python has no commands for declaring a variable. Imagine that. So a variable is just created the moment you first assign a value in it. So just, for example, you just write x is equal to, let's say, 6. Yeah, it's like I'm repeating, and you can see here indentation has a problem, so I'm going just to hit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What? No, there's something wrong with this. So actually, I'm going to say, let me see. There's a problem somewhere. Let me just delete this and start afresh. So it's telling me I get this maybe one line back. Just enter until you remove the error there, and then hit there. So I'm going just to declare a variable. Let me call it variable y. Variable y is equal to 9, just like that. And then the second thing that I'm going to do, I'm going to say, oh, why is there? Oh my God, I'm so confused. Then this is Java, and we're doing Python Java ID. So let's start the PyCharm over here. Got a lot of these ID on my computer, so sometimes I can mistake error is from the main, So relax there. Let me just hold this a little bit. Okay, just start. We can wait for that. We're not tired. But as we wait for you to open, let's have some stories. You know why? So what else? What else can we say? Nothing. We have nothing to say. So PyCharm is up. Let's get started. I'm going just to continue with this one over here. Now we have PyCharm over here. So what we're going to do, we're going to declare a variable here, and as I've already said, is that once you create a variable and then you sign it, you have a variable. You have whatever is supposed to be, there. So I'm going just to say y is equals to, let's say, the 9. Let's assign it 9 over there. It's like, there's no error, and actually there's a tick here. And the next thing I'm going to do, let me create another variable. Let's say x. We used to x, and then assign the name, a string name, which is my name, I'm going to assign it to wolf. And then the next thing that I want to do, I'm just going to print both of them and see on the console what we have. Now this is how we create a variable in Python. So just say print x or print y. Just copy this, just copy that and hit enter, and then paste over here, Control V. So I'm going to use to print y and also print value x and see a variable. This now we are printing a variable, and once you print a variable you get a value which is inside. So if I run this, we will probably have 9 and the wolf. Here, as you can see down here, we have 9 and the wolf. So we have created a variable and a value, and we assigned a value inside. So variables do not need to be declared with any particular type, and they can even change the type after they have been set. So to do that, you just say, let's say the type now. So let's say that we have already this, and let me change this. Okay, it's okay. So I can actually do some comment here so that you can see what I'm doing. So this one, I can say that y is of type. So you know we have types of variables. We have int type and also string type. Now y is a type of int because we have a number there, and also this is a string. So I can comment this and say that this is x is type of string. Yeah, so this is it. So we have a variable types, we have a string type, we have also an int type, and also we have a data type, we have a boolean type. Yeah, so let's talk about the next thing, that is called the casting. So if you want to specify the data type of a variable, this can be done with casting. So what is casting? So what we do about casting, we can comment this, but let me just delete this so that we can have a blank page, a clean page, so that you can see. Let me hit some and start from there. So again, I'm going to repeat the same thing. Let's say x is equal to string. This is how you we don't write the whole string because the whole string is just an object. But if you say this is simple, let's say a symbol string, not a symbol string, it's actually called a primitive string. So and I'm going to assign in that, I'm going to this casting. Now this word here, string, is casting. So I've casted the type of a variable, a value inside there. So this is casting. Now I can say, let's say put 5 there, and I can comment so that you don't forget. So I can say that x will be of, I can do this, x will be of 5. Yeah, and then I can still copy this and change a few things, and this one will be of, I can cast this, Control V, and let's change this. Let's say this is y, and then this one I just want to cast an int. So this is a string and this is an int. So this will be, let's say this is change. Okay, let's say, and this will be like this. So if you say that you have casted, you can have an int, but if you cast it with a string, you're going to get a string. And if you have an int and you cast it, still you can have an int. So I don't know if you get me, but the difference is between these. This is a string and this is an int, though we had a string here and this. But I don't think, let's do another one more. Let's say z is equal to a float type. This is another type of a variable. So we have a couple of variables. We're going to do them all, and again I will cast a float. So this still is 5, but this one is going to give us a float type of variable. So I'm going to say hash z will be 5.0. It's like a double. This is a float. So what you have to know is that you can cast and then you will get what you want. You can have a number, and if you cast to a string, it's going to give you that number is still a string. And if you have an int and then you cast a string, you're going to get a string. So and the float here. So that is it. If I print all this, let me just print this so that you can see what I mean here. So I'm just going to say hit enter. Let's say print. I'm going to print x. Let's copy this. Control copy, and then v. So I'm going just to change this to y, and then change this to z. And then it seems that this was capital letter. I can change this to small letter, so I don't have that error. So if I print this, see if what we have written here we are right. So let's print that. As you can see, guys, we have 5 here, and it should have given us some comma here. Maybe there is a problem somewhere, but that's not the case. But just know that when you cast a string, it's a 5 now. It's not even an integer. This 5 here is not an integer. This is a string. But this one is an int. This one is a float type. A float is a number that has got a decimal point. Wow. And then the next thing that we want to do is to get the type. Now we want to get what kind of type is this. We want to clarify, or we want to check whether, if we didn't know this, if we check, we get the answer. So you can get the data type of a variable with the type method. It's a simple function. It's actually a function. So how I'm going to do this? So I'm going just to say print, and then I say I'll just change here, or I just say type. If you write this function here, and then like that, let me just delete this. No need. You can just delete that. So if I print this, I just wanted to check whether this x is a string. So I'm asking the ID, what is this? If you don't know what is this, tell me what kind of variable is this. So if I print on the console, let me see if it can give me a string, because I'm expecting a string. If it gives me something different, then I'm wrong. So let's print out class. So it's called class string. So that 5 is not an integer. And again, I can check the second one. Let me say change this to 5, and as we said, this is an int. So let's print out. As you can see, it's a class int. And the last one, I can change this to, no, here I had a problem. So let's print again that, and it should be class int still. So this one, the last one, let's check z, and that should be a float type, right? Yeah, it's a class float. So you can cast and check. So we have used a method called, or a function called type, and we have gotten what was it. So another thing that we have to talk is a single or a double quotes. So string variable can be created either by using a single or a double quote. This is how we do. So I just wanted to say that, let me just delete this. and say that x is equals to, this is a single quote, and inside this I just want to say the wolf, right? And then the next thing, just know that I can comment this, say that hash is this is the same, this is the same as this. Let me just put this down here, just copy this, then copy that, and this one I just want to put some double quote like this. You see, a double quote and a single quotes, these are the same thing. So if I just bring down this, copy that, put this. So I've commented here and I've said that this single quote is the same as this double quote in Python. Can we check that? You see it's the same thing. So just going down here and just print something, print x. So if I print x and I come back there, copy this, put it there. So let's see what we have. So double quotes are the same as single quotes in Python. So if I run this, we will definitely get the wolf. So you see, there's no difference. So it's the same as that. Another thing that we're going to learn is the case sensitive. So variable names are case sensitive. Variables are case sensitive. If you write small letter or capital letter, there is a difference there. So to check that, let's create a true variable and then say that, delete this and say A or B is equals to 3, and then I come down here and then I write B capital, B capital, just like that, and then it's equal to, I can use double quote here and let's say wolf. So it's case sensitive. So I'll just comment here just to tell you that hashtag, this is how we comment, and I can say that big caps will not override override is, from the English one, we not override A, because these are two different variables. That is, Python is case sensitive, so it's not going to override anything. So if you have to prove this, I'm just going to print out and just say that print b small, and then copy the same thing, copy that and just paste there, and then write b. It's not going to override. So let's see if it can override. Now you see it's not. So the variable Python case sensitivity, I can say that small letter is not the same as capital letter. They're two different variables. So that is it. And we will again talk about, we are done with the Python with variables, but let's now talk about variable names. So let's start the first of all. So we're still talking about variables, and in this subtopic, this subtopic about variables, let's talk about variable names. So variable names can have a short name like X and Y, or more descriptive names like age. We could say camera, we could say dog, or we can have total volume, So rules for Python variables are simple. So a variable must start with a letter or underscore characters. So underscore character is the same as, let's say, like this. I can add underscore here. I can add underscore like that. So a variable name can start with underscore, and also it must. And what you should know that a variable cannot start with a number. For example, let's change this. Let me first of all delete this. We can't have a variable like 2 is equal to, yeah, you see the ID is complaining. And also a variable name can only contain alphanumeric. So alphanumeric is a mix of, let's say, an alphabet and a number characters, and underscore like let's say, yeah, you know, underscore, for example. Yeah. And also our variable names are case sensitive, as already we have said. For example, we said that if we say that age, and age, this one, oh, what are you doing, bro? If we say age, this one, and also and have this age, these are two different variables. And also what you have to know is that variable name cannot be any of a Python keyword. For example, Python keyword, we can't say that we cannot create a variable which is called print like that. We can't have a variable like this over here, print. Actually, we can't have a variable like this is equal to 5. So this one is complaining actually. Okay, let's do it. So legal variable names, for example, let's say, let's delete this and start now testing it out. So let's start by saying that creating variables of my var, let's say this is equal to wolf, just like that. And also we can have a variable like this, my, and then you introduce an underscore, and then say that my var is equal to, remember single quote is the same, so you can have both option start loaded and appropriate. And also we can have underscore my underscore variable var is equal to, just copy this, just type it in. You can have this, and also we can have something like my var, v is capital, var, or we can have something like var, just exhausting all possible means of creating a variables. So as we have said, Python has rules for creating variables, and we are testing out and see if we are saying we're doing the right thing. So it's equals to var is equals to capital V, and we can have something like capital letters on my var is equal to, and then the last one we can have a number, so we can say my var 2 is equal to, this all the means. So all these are our ways of getting the value. If we print out, we probably going to get the right thing. So let's just print. So let's say print, let's say print this one. Let's start with this. Control copy, and actually I'm going to copy this so that we can equal to the number that we created. also bring this, control copy. So as we have said, we can use underscore, we can use capital letters, we can use a number, but we cannot start with a number. So paste here, and we can have the last one. Let's copy this. We can have this. So we can have this. Copy that. Paste. So if we print all this, we can get the wolf all in one way. So the illegal variables names are like starting. Let's just edit this. The illegal variable are like writing a 2 here. You see, components, and we cannot also have something like. Can I delete this? No, just paste. You cannot have something like my var and then, but I don't know, maybe this one. Let's test. Oh, control Z. I just wanted to leave this underscore and just put this. Yeah, you cannot have that, and also you cannot have something like my var. Let me delete this one. Let me delete this, and also delete all this. You cannot have space here just like that. You cannot do that. So remember that variables name are case sensitive. Don't forget that varies. So multiple words variable names. So let's test the multiple words variable names. So just delete all this. And in variable names with more than one word, it can be difficult to read. So there are several techniques we can use to make them more readable. So what we normally use, even in Java, we use camel case. Camel case is where each word except the first start with the capital letter. For example, I can say my variable, right? My variable, just like that, and then I can assign the wolf. So this is a camel case where you start with a small letter like this, and then two words joined together. So the first one is a small letter, and the second one is start with a capital letter. So and also we have the Pascal case. Each word start with a capital letter like this. This is called, actually this one is called camel case. This is camel case. You can have a variable of this type. Yeah, this is camel case. Camel case. And also there is one. We can have the Pascal case where we have the first one, the capital letter. This is my, and then this is, I can say, variable name. You know, these are three words joined together, multiple names. So this, I can send these to, yeah, a name inside there. And also we can have a snake case. This is Pascal. This is Pascal. And this one over here, we can have a snake case where we have a small letter y, then an underscore, then a variable name, whatever you can call it, and then we can have, wait a little bit, so let's continue. So this is snake type. Yeah, you have a small layer here, and then underscore, and then you have a variable, and then underscore, and then the name. So I can assign string inside. So that is it. And in the next lesson, guys, the subtopic, subclass of these variables, we want to talk about multiple values. So yeah, that's the next class we will talk about that. Thank you so much for joining the class today, and welcome back on the next time. And make sure if this was useful, subscribe and share. Thank you so much, and goodbye.